Welcome to Creative Emotions. Listen, you're going to get this motivation, encouragement. You're going to get information, transparency, and you're going to get these good vibes. Period. Listen, you can look on all social media platforms. If you are on this platform right now, make sure you share this with your family and friends. You can call in. This is a live show. Call in 313-266-2811. We got a special guest in the building, but we have Chef Wilson and we have a special guest, Lee Polo, in the building. Give it up for them. Say what's up to the people, y'all. Go ahead. Say what's up.
Good evening. And I'm surprised nobody told me to behave myself because we have guests. So I'm acting up as usual. And I had a power nap, man.
OMG. What's up?
Polo, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, Chef. How you doing today, brother?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Look,
That's what I
look,
like.
everybody, you have to, do like a 15 or 20-minute power nap.
Meditation.
It'll get you through.
On the next level.
It works. I definitely did my 10 minutes, calm and be present before I came, because I came straight from a class, so I had to stop. You can go on YouTube, just put in 10-minute meditation, 20-minute, 30-minute. You can do a guided meditation, that works. And just really quiet yourself. You don't have to have the music, but it helps sometimes. But really just quiet yourself. It gives you that extra boost, that extra power that you need to, help you throughout your day. So that's good. I'm glad you got your power on.
I want to thank y'all for letting me come on y'all show today.
Absolutely.
Yes. What's up?
You are definitely doing your thing in the city. You out here. Ain't holding them up. Again, if you are just joining, we have a special guest, Lee Polo. We have Chef Wilson in the building. And today we are talking about fighting negative self-talk and what that looks like. We would talk from our own personal experiences. But again, things that, we notice, we observe from everybody and, just different things and how we kind of self-sabotage a lot of times. So we want to be mindful of that. And so this is the point of the show today. Again, if you are just joining, you are going to get encouragement, motivation, transparency, information, and you're going to get these good vibes. You don't have no choice. You ain't got no choice. You going to get it.
I like that. I like that. Good vibes. Good vibes. We need the music playing right now on that.
Period. Who is this? To transition said, "What up, Lee?"
What up, though?
I don't know who that is, but hey, what's up?
That's my buddy TA. He out there in New York. He's doing a lot of positive things. We appreciate you tuning in, brother.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. I see everybody that's tuning in right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. We are talking about fighting negative self-talk. So I want to lead off into this thing with one of my favorite scriptures, Proverbs 18:21, King James Version. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it eat the fruit thereof. And so the reference to the study Bible at the bottom when you read it, it says a man's tongue can yield satisfaction, life, or death. Those who are prone to use the tongue must take the consequences of their words. And so when you think about that, every word that you speak, it's going to be some fruit that you're going to have to eat from that. Everything that we say, it becomes seed in the ground. It becomes seed around us, and we're going to have to come up against that. And so it's very, very important, not only what you're saying to other people, but what you're saying to yourself. So what are you saying about you? At the end of the day, what are you saying about you? A lot of times we talk frivolously with each other, with family, friends, or whatever, and we say different things. But what are you saying about you? Because we do have to be mindful of what we're saying about our family members and friends. And you see somebody doing some whack, or you like, oh, they this and they that. It takes a lot to put that negative energy out there. But ultimately, what are you saying about you? Because that's important, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So when people say, I was just saying, or I'm just saying, I said what I said, or I'm for real, knowing that you really not. That kind of stuff affects us.
Absolutely.
And so we want to be mindful of that.
Absolutely. I'm king for telling myself I had to walk through a lot of smoke, a lot of fire, within lifetime, but this life year and a half. And I often said to myself, look, bruh, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this.
That's good.
Right? You got this. Let's do this right now, right? You got this. and it's gotten me through some difficult days. So that's one of the things that I constantly tell myself.
What are you saying about you?
Right.
What am I saying about me?
And I'm gonna give you a minute to think about it. Lee, what are you saying about you?
I know me personally, negative self-talk is one of those things that I look at as being a seed that I planted a long time ago and didn't know I was planting it. Because I'll say something such as, oh, I can't do this, or not right now.
That's a good one right there.
Later on. And all those things, we don't think about them as being negative, but when I used to say those things to myself, I'm really telling myself, I can't do it. Not right now, later on. Those are all words that you really don't understand what they mean, because when you're persevering, and that's what I had to tell myself. When I wanted to persevere, I had to say, okay, I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I'm going to make time for it now.
Period.
Ain't no word can't. Can't is not in my vocabulary.
That's good.
And
That's
people don't really understand that when you decide that, you're changing the whole momentum of what comes to you.
Yes, that part. You can shift the trajectory. It can go left. What was you saying?
So actually, we're talking about negative things that we're telling ourselves. Is that what you're asking me?
What are you saying about you? Mostly, sometimes it can be negative if we don't check ourselves. True. So it's just a real question to say, what are you saying about yourself?
Sometimes it's like, I'm not really sure.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not really sure about this.
Yeah.
Right. And I've said that before. Like, I'm not really sure about this. So I think just those little things, like you said earlier, that can make and break a situation for you, right?
Definitely.
It can set back your purpose in life. It can close a door.
Yeah.
It can most definitely close the door if you just say, well, I'm not really sure.
When the opportunity presents itself,
that's amazing.
You got to step into it.
But see, Chef said something that he said, not. Those key words, you learn them words when you in school, but you really don't understand what they mean.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The nots, the no's, the I don't know, maybe later. Those little things don't trigger to us not doing the right thing, but it also trigger to us not doing the right thing.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Those are those seeds that were planted, and they sprout up when you least expect it. When you least expect it, like, dang, I could have went through with that. But because of what you said to yourself negatively about it, or previously, or whatever, we don't understand, like, these things really affect us. Shout out to everybody who's chiming in right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Afari Shakira says, shout out to Polo with the polo shirt. Crystal said, my sister won't let me start if she is thinking I'm about to say something negative about myself. Yes, ma'am. Stop me mid-sentence. I'm such a mom. Yeah, she said that today. She was like, I said, oh, what? You better think about it. And she was like, okay, mom. I hate when people do that. Don't do that. Don't call me no mom. I'm your friend, okay? We hold each other accountable. Z. Albert said, peace and love. Afari said, this brother has been a lot and been endowing others with his game of wisdom. Yeah. Period. That's what Afari said. Yes.
That's what's up.
Lee came out the gate. You hear me? Kicking doors down. He not playing. Christy said, hey, y'all. Erica F. said, hey, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, if you are just joining us, we are talking about fighting negative self-talk. And this is a live show, so you can call in at 313-266-2811, and you can kick it with us. But, yeah, this is definitely what we are talking about. What are you saying about yourself? This is important.
Well, you know what, Kyo and Polo, earlier today I did a little research, so I went on lifehack.com.
Okay.
So they have several things, and we touched base on one of them. One that people quite say often in their lifetime said, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough.
Man, yep.
Really? Seriously? I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not as lucky as other people.
Yeah.
How many
Unfortunately.
how many times have we just used these things loosely?
Frivolously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when I thought about this, I said, wow, you know what? A lot of this, like you said earlier, come from childhood, right? And we just say them because they sound good. Maybe someone else said it, right? But then you say this over and over again, and then you get into a position where you're a little bit older, right? So this negative self-talk, you just been using these words over the years, maybe from the age of 9, 10, Now you're 18, 19, and you're still saying these things.
What you can't do. And now I actually challenge my children with that. Now, when they say certain things, I'm like, oh, is that what you want? They like, no. Oh, that's how you feel? Oh, no. So now I'm teaching them young to just be conscious of, the words that they say. And so when you think about the definition of self-talk, because a lot of people, we want to show them what this looks like. We can say these words, and people may even think they're cliche. They really not. No. These type of changes will change your life, literally. And so negative self-talk is inner dialogue you have with yourself that may be limiting your ability to believe in yourself and your own abilities and to reach your potential. And so I just want to give you that definition so you'll know. Now you can kind of pinpoint yourself, like, saying to yourself, like, oh yeah, I did say that. I did say I didn't want to do that job, and now I'm not doing it. Or I did complain about that job, and then I got fired. Or I did complain about that relationship, and now I don't have one. Or, you thinking about these different things that, you're saying in your head and making up stories. And what we have sometimes that can affect us is we add on to the negative thoughts. We build a whole story with the negative thoughts, and it is not even reality. Absolutely. And so, this is something that we need to think about too.
I'm going to add to that because it was funny today. When I did my little research, I looked at it and saw it was 4 different types of self-talk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So one of them they said was instrumental, motivational, positive, and negative. So when I looked at that, I mean, a lot of people don't look at instrumental stuff because we did it all the time. People encouraging you, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Motivational, we going to get speeches, going to read stuff. You know how this Facebook things in the morning. But the 2 that really got me because they're opposite of each other, but they actually go together. It's positive and negative.
Yeah.
Because we don't really realize 2 positives really can't. They don't match sometimes, but a positive and negative always match.
Yeah.
So when you have a negative self-talk and then you turn around and put positive on there, it automatically cancels it out so they match. But we don't think about it that way because we're so busy trying to figure out what we said and why we said it.
Yeah.
And not hurry up and get into the part of saying, let me be conscious.
Yeah.
Because the minute I become conscious about it, that's the minute I start saying, well, you know what? I said that, but I null and void that by saying this or doing this or going in some type of action or form that goes and take that right out the way.
Yes. Null and void. Take them words back.
You have to.
I renounce it in the name of Jesus.
And also, I was listening to something today, and it was a gentleman. He was saying, your silence is strength.
Oh, that's powerful, Chef. That's powerful, brother.
Right?
Yeah.
So I know, I think we have spoken on this before, and then where I work at, most of the time, I'm just listening now. I do a lot of listening.
A lot of active listening. And it's effective.
Even though I know I may have some input at that time, sometimes I just silence myself, right? So with this negative talk, right, silence yourself so you can think.
Even there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even there so you can think before you put it out there.
That's right.
Right? Before you put it out there. So when he said that, I said, like you said, that's powerful.
Right.
So if I can give you guys a visual, say your words are creating every brick you lay your feet on. What would be the words you say? Your words are creating the bricks that are making the way for your path.
Perseverance. Challenging.
Okay.
Strong.
That's what your words going to be. Just building your bricks.
Right.
So if we think about how powerful that is, though.
Yeah, I would.
Your words, listen, people, your words are literally shaping your life. And so when you think about the negative self-talk that you may not even tell your brother, your sister.
Yes.
You just saying it to yourself, and then your life is going like this, and you're like, what is going on? Because it's what you're saying to yourself, and ultimately, you may be believing it. And a lot of people try to go off into this manifestation, and you speak things, and it happen. Yeah, it will if you're in alignment. You can't be saying it with your mouth, but then in your mind, it's a whole negative round table.
I agree.
Right.
What we doing?
What we doing here?
You got a whole round table like, no, that ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. That ain't. But you like, I'm about to get this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna speak this, and that's gonna happen, and nothing happens, and you looking at everybody else, but it's not everybody else. we definitely have to take an account for self. We definitely have to hold ourselves accountable for the talk that we have right here. The talk that we have right here. This is what we're talking about. If you guys are just joining, thank you so much for joining. Dama said, hey, I'm in here.
Okay, that's what's up. We got them in here, Chef. They coming in.
They coming in. T.A. said, Lee said it all. When I spoke not, can't, or any negative, I'm telling myself I am not enough.
Wow.
Tyler in Trinity's World said, Lee Polo, proud of you. Love your sis. Preach, bro. Great topic.
Appreciate it.
Adori, good evening, everyone. Great topic. Afari, silent and listen are anagrams. Thank you guys so much for your input. This helps us.
Yeah.
You know, when you chime in, you actually can call in as well. If you're just joining us, 313-266-2811. We're talking about negative self-talk. And you had a few more?
Yeah, and I'll just like take a second, get a pen and paper, write these things down. We live in a world where, we fear failing, right?
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we're failing a test before it even starts in our head.
Right.
Yeah.
We're failing. I look at social media, and most people post things that are just going to show them on the winning end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when the camera's off, what are we actually doing here?
Exactly.
Are we still
Like
winning?
what type of work?
Yeah, what are we actually telling ourselves? Get a pen and paper, write these things down, because you can listen to them now, and then we go off. And then what happens? What are you telling yourself after this show? Like you said, how are you motivating your children? They're listening to you.
Yeah.
They're listening to you. We talked about this before. Once you get home from work.
And you on the phone.
What are you saying here?
Going in.
Right?
Right.
And then the first thing you're going to ask your kids, where did you get that from? They puzzled because they really don't want to say you.
Exactly.
Right?
All right.
So, yeah, I do have a few more. Wow. That part right there with the kids and stuff. Nobody cares. Why do we say that? I've heard that so much. Nobody cares.
Oh, that's something you saying. People
Yeah,
say
people say it.
Yeah,
to themselves.
That's negative
Yeah,
self-talk.
yeah.
You can be going through something, right? And no one can really read your mind, right? They can't see the struggle, right? Sometimes you can't see it in the eyes, right? So we tell ourselves, no one cares, right? Reach out. I have people I reach out to, and you'll be amazed how many people really care about you, right?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Another thing, bad things will happen. Right?
Yeah, everybody say that. Like,
So, like
everything, it happens to the best of us. Okay, life happens, but again, we don't have to state the obvious all the time.
right.
We don't.
So the point is, these are like simple things that we say each and every day, right?
Right.
And it has you failing the test before you even get started.
That's true.
That's true.
Really.
And which ones did you have, Lee? That you was done with the ones you had?
No, I had some other ones too, but I'm gonna let Chef, because Chef chiming in on something like I want to chime in on what he said. Say that other one you just said. Say that other one you just said again, Chef.
Nobody cares, or bad things will happen.
Okay, though, nobody cares is the one that really got me, because I know personally I used to always say that as a kid, that nobody cares, because it's easier to say that than it is to actually deal with what people do care.
Wow.
You look at a life in these weird ways and you say, you know what? It's easy to say nobody cares because I got glasses on, I wear braces, I'm not the most handsome dude, I'm not the most athletic. So I'm going to say all these things because if I say that, guess what? I'm safe. So when something else bad happened, I'm good.
Oh, wow. Like if you did get rejected, it wouldn't phase you. You'd be like,
now I'm like, I knew it anyway.
Wow.
So I'm saving myself, but at the same time, I'm not understanding that I planted this seed when I first said nobody cares.
Yeah. Yep. So, that part.
And then the other one you said, what was the other one you said, Chef?
Bad things will happen.
Bad things will happen. I love when old people say that one. No, bad things always happen, baby. Don't worry about it. But in reality, I always tell people this: tragedy brings about reality. So if I don't have the bad things, then I can't have the adversity that's going to lead to my breakthrough.
Come on now.
A lot of people don't understand that. So if I look at it like it's really bad, then I don't understand. That's only the negative thing I need for my positive.
Yeah.
I need that.
I need that. And that's what we don't know.
People don't realize that. So
Yeah.
it's cute. They don't realize that.
And I like that, what you said, Polo, because people cover the fail.
Right.
Right? It can be a
Yeah.
race where, I don't think I can win, right?
Right.
Then they come out with the win, but just in case, like you said, they covered the fail.
Right.
Wow.
They covered
So
the
that's
fail,
a mental
right?
thing.
Yeah,
Just
it's
to
a
kind of
mental-
save face.
People do it all the time.
Or if you even in a relationship,
Oh,
I feel
God.
like people are pulling the carriage, before the horse, or they're preparing for the divorce. They're preparing for the breakup. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing
I'm
here?
just doing this just in case, because
Right.
or I don't know what this girl about. These, they be like this. But what about the one you choosing? Like, what are we doing? That's that negative self-talk.
It's the seed you plant before
Yeah.
you even plant it. See, everybody wants to plant the seed, water the seed, get the harvest, and then go take the crop and sell it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to plant the seed and let everything else go.
Man, I tell everybody.
So
That is
when the
true.
negative self-talk come, I can't worry about that I said what I said. I got to hurry up and catch it.
I gotta catch that.
I got to catch it.
I don't want that to germinate.
Right, it might be people around me that's gonna help me. Might be I had a bad day. Anything can do that to cause that. So that's understandable. But how are we going to fix it?
That's the truth.
Nobody talks about solutions. Everybody talks about the problem.
About the problem. That's why when you come to Creative Emotions Podcast, you about to get this information, this motivation, encouragement, this transparency, and these good vibes. Period.
Hey, Chef, I'm about to tell you something. I got to tell you this real quick. This is what Q said to me today. She said, do your homework, blah, 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 and make sure you got a solution.
Period.
And that's the one thing that resonated with me because everybody has problems, but nobody has a solution.
Yeah, I don't, and that's why on the show, we try to keep it where, we're gonna talk about some things that's plaguing us, things that's happening, but let's talk about how we about to, get around this. What are we gonna do now? Like, I don't like to just talk about problems. I don't really like to talk about the latest hot topics because at the end of the day, how is it helping you? At the end of the day, it's about self-accountability, helping yourself so you can build up your character, build up your mind, your mindset and everything so you can be good for everybody else. A lot of times we pour so much outside of us, we don't give enough to ourselves. And so this is one of those show topics where you're going to have to do some self-work so that you can be good for other people. That negative self-talk is taking people out the game.
Out the game.
It's taking people out of here.
So we're going to have to change some things too, Q and Polo.
What up?
A lot of people say they talk about arrogance, being arrogant, right?
Okay.
So what's wrong with giving yourself a pep talk, right? Like the first one I said, I'm not good enough. So what's wrong with saying I am good enough?
Nothing.
I do deserve everything I
I
desire.
do it.
I do deserve everything I desire in life.
Yeah.
Right? Right? That part right there. What's wrong with that? But we come up in life sometimes and people, you kind of
who
cocky
you think you
there.
are?
Right.
Kind of cocky, you know what I'm saying? Well, you should be in this world.
I know that's right.
Please.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm
don't.
gonna add something to that. Y'all gonna laugh so hard.
What's
so
that?
I got this thing called more, right? So managing our ruling egos. More. And people always say more. I say, well, if you look at it from this standpoint, Kobe Bryant couldn't be Kobe Bryant if he didn't have two egos. The
Okay.
ego that pushed him to say, you know what, I score, I dunk, I'll do anything on anybody, but at the same time, when I'm done with basketball, I write a book. I
Yeah.
go home, be home with my family.
Yeah.
It's two egos that made Michael Jordan. It's two egos that made Barack. The fact that he was the first-time senator and actually wanted to be a president.
Right.
So I say that to say what you said right there real quick, Chef. You have to have that ego that says, you know what, I am the best.
Period.
I am good.
Period.
I don't care if you don't think it.
Because every time I'm walking in the room, I'm walking in with some theme music, and I'm like, I'm about to be fired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every time.
Exactly.
I don't care. I've been at work, and people like, who is this cat?
Right.
You about to find out.
Listen,
right?
you
and
hear
that's
me?
that self-talks with each, you were talking about laying those bricks. So each step I take when I get closer, I used to do the audits, and I walk to this board, right? So each step I took, I was encouraging myself along the way. You got this. You're going to knock this out.
You got this.
You got this, and we have to do this, right? It'll lead us away from depression, low self-esteem, right? Let's do this. Each step you take, I challenge you, right? Lay those bricks, that foundation.
Talking to you.
Right.
Yep, that foundation, right?
Lay them bricks.
You don't want a foundation that's going to crumble because of your words, and
Yeah.
your thoughts
For
that
sure.
you tell yourself. And then we turn around and blame it on someone else. No, that was you.
That was you.
Right.
It ain't the devil.
Let's do this.
I'm so sick of that devil getting blamed, honey. That devil ain't to blame for everybody else.
I was
in class, and the instructor was saying that this woman was having a dream. And in his dream, it was a big monster that was chasing her. And she like, oh my God, what are you about to do to me? He was like, I don't know, this your dream. You tell me what I'm about to do.
Right.
It's literally like that in real life. Like, we're creating this thing.
It's definitely
like the monster like, I don't know, you tell me what I'm about to do.
Right.
But we got to be careful, because some of this stuff comes from a place of depression or low self-confidence and anxiety. These are all stemming from seeds of doubt and other seeds that were planted unknowingly. We talked about that a little bit earlier. What were you told as a child? How do everyone look at you? Do you now live different?
Absolutely.
The way people view you then is not how you are now. And so, you'll get in your head to say, oh, well, they think I'm this or they think I'm that. And at some point, we got to break free from what other people think. I mean, that is the ultimate freedom in my eyes. That is the ultimate freedom. All of us have thoughts that come up, and it's up to us to cast them down. I want to lead with a scripture with that. In 2 Corinthians 10:5, this is the NIV version. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. And if you know, and if you're a believer, you know that God lives in each and every one of us. We have the Holy Spirit with us. We have a guide that guides us daily. And so you're never alone. So when you think about those negative thoughts, you can cast them down if it does not line up with the God that's in you.
Right.
Cast them down. You know what I say all the time? Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And the way that I look at it, I look at the greater that's in me is God, the God that's in me, the Holy Spirit that's in me. And then the world is the flesh.
Yes.
It's two parts of us. So when you look at this right now, this is flesh. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. I'm in this flesh. This flesh can be swayed. It can be moved. But the spirit is so much stronger than that. So build up your most holy faith. That helps with those negative talks. And you can know your place in God, in Christ. And whatever it is that you believe, you would know your place when you can kind of redirect that negative thinking that it takes us, it plagues us all. And so this is what this is about. We're not coming saying that we have, we got it all together. We're saying this is happening, and we need to be aware of it so we can stop self-sabotaging.
But that's the key to it. When you say those things, people don't really understand about the self-sabotaging. Ism. I'm going to call that an ism. Right, a self-sabotaging ism. Because a lot of times people think like, okay, when they're living their lives and tragedy happens and things happen, like you said, you talked about from a spiritual point of view. So they were like, well, I'm not really spiritual.
Right.
But it ain't about just that. It's about understanding you catch it. Mm-hmm. If you catch it because the spirituality in you, if you catch it because your positivity in you, if you catch it because you have people around you that help you to catch it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, what they called you earlier. So, those things help out when you're really looking at it. If you got your parameters set up, your team set up. A lot of people don't have their team set up. So when these things happen in their life, woe is me come in because you worry about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I always tell people this, and this is a good one right here. If you don't have sunshine, how can you appreciate the rain?
Yeah. That's good, yeah.
Absolutely.
Rain brings about all type of nourishment.
Yeah,
sun only produces after the rain comes down. You got to water it first.
Yeah.
But, everybody say, oh, it's gloomy outside. No, that just means the season's changing, baby. I'm glad they changed. I mean, it's a harvest coming. It's a new harvest coming.
Something growing.
Exactly.
And you know what? I think this will line up with both of you guys just said. So part of Life Hack, they had a section here. It said loving myself, right? Compassion for yourself, right? Stop the negative talk. Allow yourself to be human.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to be human. Yeah. Then it talk about self-care. Wow. And we talk about this a lot. Self-care, physical, emotional, and spiritual.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's important. Yep. It's a grounding.
How are we starting our day? Mm-hmm. Are we starting our day with some self-care, with your spiritual part, and then taking care of your physical?
Yeah. stretching, making your bed, taking those couple of moments, making sure you pray, meditate, whatever it is that you do. Yeah.
Me and the guy said this one. This was so funny the other day. We was talking about going to get a haircut. So people was like, "You bald headed. Why are you getting a haircut?" I said, "It's the whole
experience
of it. Going in there, getting the facial, getting my head shaved, the whole thing. It's not so much as can I do it at home.
Yeah.
But that whole thing gets me ready, riled up. I'm ready to do something.
Yeah.
So whatever
Absolutely.
that physical self-care, after you do the mental, you got to get it all together, because once you do that, then that's going to help out that positive self-talk when that negative jump in.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
that part right
That is
there.
real true.
Right.
Loaded on the go said, Lee, I'm proud of you, my brother. Proud
That's
of
what's
you.
up. He in the airport right now watching us too, y'all.
Yes, Mike
I-
said, absolutely, I agree.
We got them everywhere, y'all. They tuning in today, Chef and
Speak
Q.
on it, yes.
Yes.
Letting go of people draining energy from Sharon Eagleton.
Yep, that's mine. What's up, Mom? See you out there.
Eric Guide said, preach. Yes, we own it. Great topic, important for our people, especially us black men. Lee, love you, big bro. That's from Brandon.
That's what's up.
Very powerful topic. Yes.
We got
Thank
we
you,
got them in the
guys.
building today.
Yeah, thank you
Let's
so
bring
much
them
for
on in,
watching.
Lee. So the next section, they talk about self-love, right?
There we go.
And they said, ask yourself, what tears me down and what feeds my soul? Right? You must ask yourself these things. You just spoke on some negative energy. The things that tear you down, I think you should really stay away from that. Right? I don't have time for that. Those are conversations you're not going to participate in.
Period.
Right?
Right.
Now you go towards the things, you figure out the things that are feeding your soul. Right?
What
It's
make
gonna
you
be-
feel all good in the
Like
inside?
Lee was just saying, when you go to the barber shop, right?
Right.
They're getting tightened up, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Just that little thing feeds your soul,
Yeah.
right? And it puts you in a happy place. And it's going to be different for everyone.
It is
Yep.
different for everybody.
So
and
you-
even with the self, you said self-care.
Yeah, for the self-care.
The self-care, it's not always those outside things. A lot of people think, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a massage and get my nails done." We're really focusing on your internal. If we can get this thing together, this world will be changed and saved. We got a caller? There ain't no caller. But this world will be changed if we can get a hold of our mental, our hearts, and our minds. If we can get that's what I look at as self-care and self-love. Okay, we got a caller. Hello, welcome to Creative Emotions. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is Fari Shakur.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm
How y'all doing today?
awesome.
What's up,
Afari,
good
we
brother?
see you.
Amazing.
We see you down there in Houston, baby. I see you.
Yeah, doing your thing.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I was just chiming in on, particularly on the topic of the day, talking about fighting negative self-talk.
Yes.
I think an important part is to acknowledge the negative. Like Steph was saying, we're human. Acknowledge the negative. I know the younger generation usually would be just everything is really positive.
Yeah.
However, that if you just only pay attention to the positive, that's being delusional.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not looking at reality. That's true.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It definitely
Yeah,
is.
Reality.
I
And
like
so
that.
you have to acknowledge the negative, but then also what y'all spoke about is things going back into the childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So acknowledging the negative, or what I would suggest is, like we said, solutions as well, is to write about it. When is the earliest memory that I remember feeling this way?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Because right now, it's manifesting right now. That's the flower. But
Yeah.
then you have the stem, but the root is, we need to find the root.
Yes.
So we can uproot that negative self-talk, which can change and create change and positive progression. So
Yes.
don't completely ignore this negative self-talk, because it shows you what emotions or feelings that are going through you that you need to change.
That's real
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yes, that's good.
You better
I
come
see you.
on.
I see
Come
you.
on now.
You just all in here. He said, "What's come on then?"
Just not
Afari?
calling in with anything.
Period.
Yes.
No, that's my guy. That's my guy.
That's
He
real.
doing
That's
his thing.
real. Just
I hear you, cousin.
acknowledging the negative. Yes, we have to acknowledge it, put it out there, sit it down, eat it up, chew it up, but we can't stay there. We can't sit there. We can't fester there. We can't lay a picnic down and stay there. So it's like the fighting part is acknowledging it and then getting yourself back up, because a lot of times you may not be encouraged by, the mainstream people that are encouragers, or you may not be encouraged by those people that are around you that may not encourage you. So you have to have the wherewithal to be able to encourage yourself sometimes. And so that's where the fighting part comes in at. But yes, I totally agree with you. Definitely acknowledge what it is that is plaguing you or making you feel away. And yes, that is so good. Thank you so much for calling us.
Yes.
Right.
We appreciate your call.
Hey, you know something, Q Polo, that leads into the next self-acceptance. They said capitalize on your strength. Right? So if we capitalize on our strengths, right, we can get this back seat to this negative talk that you give yourself, right?
True.
Now, you can't be good at everything, but you can get better at it.
Definitely.
Right? So at that moment, and I thought about, I was helping my son out with his math, right? And I said, son, it's okay. I said, we're going to work on this, and you're going to get better at it.
Better, yeah.
And you know what? That next week, he was like, Dad, my test score, I got a 93 and I got a 96. I said, what I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that part right there. So in that moment, if we think about this thing and not just to stay there, right, but capitalize on your strength. And like the caller said, go to the root cause of this thing. And then because everybody's situation and negative talk is going to be different. But I do believe if you go to the root cause of it, you can better be able to handle this thing, right? But you do have to start at the root cause. And like you said, but we're not staying there for long. We just want to acknowledge it for a second, right? So we know how to move forward from it.
Definitely. The number is loaded on the go. Ask for the number 313-266-2811 is the number. It's right there on the screen. And you guys can call in. And Christy had put a good message up. She did retract it. I don't know what happened to it.
It was too powerful for her.
It was too powerful
The
for
negative
you
self-talk came in and told her, no, I got to take it off.
No, Christy, where it go? It was good. I was going to read it. I was trying to wait. But we all get down on ourselves at one time or another. Constant negative self-talk can have many effects that go beyond the thoughts in your head. So some questions I want you to ask yourself. Are you a perfectionist?
Oh, I was just about to hit that. I was going to hit that. It was right in my notes.
Yeah.
You must be looking at my notes.
Nah.
You're looking at my notes.
Great minds think alike. Are you a perfectionist?
That's true. I'm not a perfectionist, but I've seen people become perfectionists based on negative self-talk.
Okay.
Because they feel like they got to do everything right all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't. Like, that's one of the things through the grace of God, through all my challenges I found out. Those are what made me who I am versus me being, if I was really good at everything I did. Mm-hmm. I always use the analogy about Michael Jordan. People say he's one of the greatest basketball players, but nobody talk about when he was terrible. But nobody wanted him on the team.
Wow.
So
yeah, nobody talk about that.
Nobody talk about that part. So if it wasn't for him being terrible, then he became great.
Yeah.
So that perfectionism, I think, is something that plagues a lot of people, and it's still negative because you're allowing yourself to go from one extreme to the next.
Yeah, that's an extreme.
That part right there.
That's an extreme. And this can cause you to be harsh with yourself. We want you to be patient with yourself, understanding with yourself. If you can look at, and don't go back, don't pull out the closet, but if you can just glance at the things that you've overcome, oh my God. We got another caller.
We're blowing up.
Hi, welcome to Creative Emotions. Welcome to the show. Who am I speaking with?
This is Loaded on the Go.
Hey, Loaded on the Go.
Okay, in the airport.
Yeah, I'm in the airport. Excuse my background. How you guys doing?
We're doing awesome and amazing. How are you?
I'm spectacular. I wanted to chime in reference to what the other gentleman said. I didn't catch his name, but he spoke on self-care. Mm-hmm. And something I do in my life to stay positive about things is I surround myself with lively things, lively colors. I refuse to live in gloom.
Yeah, that's good.
I like sunshine. I like yellow and oranges and reds, and it gives you a positive outlook on your day before you even start your day.
Yeah, that's good.
It's very important that people just look at everything in a bright fashion.
Yes, that's good.
Don't allow anything to dim your light. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just flow and go in a positive fashion. You see something, you looking across the horizon, you driving down Grand River, and you see a rain cloud at the Renaissance. Mm-hmm. Make a right turn. Get on Southfield and go towards Southgate and where the sunshine is shining.
I know that's right.
Change your direction if you see things are not going in the fashion that you want them to.
Yes.
That's some advice.
That's so good. Thank you so much, Loaded on the Go. Thank you for chiming in, and thank you for watching. You make sure every week, it's every Wednesday at 6:00. We are here just bringing information, encouragement, motivation, and just trying to be that light in this world. So make sure you chime in again. I thank you so much for your call, and safe travels.
Okay, my brother.
I'll be home soon.
All right, my brother.
Cool.
Later.
Thank you so much. So Christy, she put her statement back up.
Okay, there you go, sis.
She says, stay away from people that complain and speak negatively all the time, including social media posts.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is true.
Tamika Johnson, thank you so much for joining. She said, thank you for this discussion. Yes, it's important.
Okay.
It's important for us to just be aware of, what we're dealing with. Do you hear a voice telling you you're not good enough? We talked about that.
Man.
That not being not good enough. But do you hear that voice like, you can't do that? Ain't nobody in your family did that. And they gonna think this or they gonna think that.
I'm gonna tell you. And what the caller what you just read there, not good enough. And we talked about social media real quick. And I'm sorry, Polo.
Oh, go ahead.
Take some time, take a break from social media sometimes because, everybody's posting everything and it looks perfect, right? And it'll have you feeling you're not good enough.
Right.
It'll have you feeling you're not good enough. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe you couldn't go to Dubai, but you just took a nice trip to Atlanta, right?
Exactly.
But that wasn't good enough.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh, that's
so
Atlanta.
you're posing it on everybody that was on the trip with you. Mm-hmm. Maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend took you down. That trip wasn't good enough, right? So take a break from social media sometimes because I believe that can have you feeling like you're not good enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe you're working up to your business. Mm-hmm. Right? So let's stop looking at perfect posts and pictures.
Yeah.
Right? Let's stop that a little bit, right? Until we get this thing together. If you're struggling.
Yeah.
Right.
That's if you're struggling.
But once again, that falls into what we were saying earlier, just about being able to catch it.
Yeah.
To catch what's going on, because a lot of times, it's interesting that y'all say that because we don't realize when we are actually feeling that way about something. Because here go again, I got a nice car, but somebody got a nicer car.
Oh my God! Everybody's stuff is always going to be better.
So you don't really sometimes, and people say I don't care. So even when you say you don't care, you actually giving that. You're giving it some energy.
Yeah,
you're
you
saying,
are.
I don't care. In reality, you care.
You care.
You got to be just like, my thing is, if you got a nice car, Chef, hey, I'm proud of the brother. He got a nice car.
Yeah.
I can't wait to ride with him.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ride off of what I got right now. Yeah. I'm going to ride what I got right now. And I like what I got.
Yeah.
I got to tell y'all this real quick. It was a guy worked at a car wash. Mm-hmm. And he was working, when we was working at the car, actually it was me, but the guy came up to the car wash, I'm sorry. And he was washing his car. He had the most beat up car in the world. And I used to ask him, I said, brother, why do you always wash your car? He said, because it's mine.
Period. You better be thankful
He
for
was
what you
proud
have.
of what he had to the point he got it washed and vacuumed out on a daily basis. And here I am, self-negative talk, even though I'm coming in down on him like, man, why are you getting this car washed? He's like, because it's mine.
Period.
I need it to be clean. I need it to be clean. I need it to look good.
Right. So be thankful for what you have. Kia says, surround yourself around positive people, and you'll start being more positive yourself, and more blessings will come your way.
That's true.
She said, positive vibes only. Period, sis. Okay. Yep. Christy said, it's usually your own voice. Yes, that's what we're talking about, that negative self-talk. Erica F., the positive of the pandemic is it shedded light on mental health that plagues the Black community. My self-care practice is journaling. That's what's up.
Yeah. Okay, E. I see you, E.
Yeah.
They call, hey, Chef, they in the building. We got them in the building. They coming through. They saying what's up to us. They coming
through. Make sure y'all come and join us every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. It's always a good vibe, always good information. I believe that we are here to help each other. We are created to create. And so we go through these different situations in life, not just for ourselves, but for other people as well. And this is what this platform is for, and this is what it's about. So you have any more outcomes?
I got one about Q. This one was about relationship challenges. how the negative self-talk divides a relationship.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, hear me, Chef, I'll tell you a little real quick. I used to do relationship forums, so I mean, this was the biggest topic that we always had because people never really realize how you saying something to your mate affects your relationship.
Wow.
Yes.
Give me an example.
So in the instance, you might come home and say, she asks you how you doing, you like, fine, and walk away. Not having a conversation with her, not doing nothing else. But the negative self-talk come in and say, well, she don't want to hear about my day anyway.
Oh.
That's what you said to yourself when you walked through the door while you told her fine and walked away. Not realizing you're not even setting the boundaries what y'all need to have as a relationship.
Yeah.
But this negative self-talk based on whether it be the day you had, the trouble you had, the car accident you almost had, whatever it may be, you've already came in with this notion that she don't want to hear my day.
And she really like, dang, he ain't even saying nothing.
Right.
He ain't even talking to me. We ain't even communicating.
Exactly.
Then you blow up and she don't even know why.
But it all came from that negative self-talk.
Absolutely.
The need for outside validation comes with negative self-talk. That is TA transition. Yes, that is good. Wow. Y'all better come through, okay? They own the show today. They literally in the seats right now. They in the seats in the comments. Yeah. Do you ask for help? That's a real thing when you going through in your mind. Do you ask for help?
You gotta ask for help.
I'm king for ask for help.
I'm asking for help now.
Right.
I used to. I didn't at first because I felt like anybody that helped me, I felt some type of obligation, like I had to do something. No matter who it was just like nobody do something for nothing. And so in my mind, I'm like, no, I ain't asking nobody nothing. That's why I'm out here Ubering, lifting, doing this and doing that, hair over here. And it's all pride, but it's negative self-talk. Like,
at the end of the day,
people tell you, like, I got your back. Whatever you need, ask me. I'm like, man, I ain't asking. Are you always alone? Because if you always, I don't be with people, I hang by myself. That negative self-talk is creeping up.
And I wanted to go.
Go ahead, Chef.
We got 10 minutes.
Okay. I'm real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why I chimed in is because people don't really understand that when you act like that, when you're blocking your blessings, when you're pushing everybody away, that's what's happening now.
What's happening?
You can't get what you want.
Cannot.
Dang.
You automatically put a barge up.
Set myself back.
Yeah.
5 years.
You put a barge up. A barge go everywhere. They carry everything. You're carrying all this load, it's floating all over the river, and you can't figure out why you can't cross the river. The barge is going everywhere. Go ahead, Chef.
And that goes back to allow yourself to be human, right? I've called Q on some things. You know why? Because it was my first time in that moment, in that second with that situation. It was my first time. You have to tell yourself sometimes, this is my first time dealing with this. Yep. Be human a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Let that pride go, right? So call somebody that you can trust with, maybe it's something very confidential, right? And allow yourself to be human. It's your first time. Vulnerable in that moment, in that second with that situation. Right? Why struggle with this thing?
Yeah.
Right? And then, like you said, now you're by yourself, and here come that negative self-talk.
It's coming.
Because you ain't want to reach out for help. Right?
Oh, it's creeping. And it's festering. And if you won't be easy, that boy sit up and put a whole little village up in your head. You be sitting there like, why am I like this?
Right.
Now you going crazy.
And Polo, that's that person you come home to, right?
Exactly.
And you walk in the door, and they give you that snap.
Right.
Like, whoa, they've been sitting by themselves, festering with that thought. Like you said, you just come home like, hey, I'm about to go say to my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Christy said maybe the energy of the house is off and you don't feel like you can talk about your day.
That can work.
That can work too.
Yeah.
Sometimes my self-negative talk is from my childhood. Okay. I hear you, Heather. Yeah. Sometimes you got to block that stuff out, We move forward for a reason, and if we don't consciously make that move where we're moving our thoughts where they're conductive or conducive to our growth, we would stay in that childhood mind frame. I feel like we have a lot of adults that are children in the inside right now.
100%.
We're dealing with a whole bunch of teenage grown people, unfortunately.
And I like to say this too,
because
this is maybe the third or fourth time this come up about the childhood. So I'm going to challenge you parents. Step outside of your negative. Talk to yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Listen
and
to
others.
This. Everybody's saying this came from my childhood, right? Step outside this for the sake of your children, right? Because it's what, 1, 2, maybe about 4 or 5 people said it came from my childhood.
Yeah.
Right.
So what did you come home with, all right?
Yep.
What did you come home? Step outside that negative talk to yourself for the sake of your children, right?
That's true.
They're going to carry this thing. They don't know how to process it at that age.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't.
Right. Take notes on this thing. Please do.
I want to give a word right quick, something that's near and dear to my heart. Okay. Words matter. Be conscious of your words, your thoughts, and your actions. Because you may be doing the negative action without the talk, and the action leads to the talk.
That's good. That's real.
I say that
real.
because that's how I feel every day, that words matter. Saying hi, good morning to people, that helps you out with your negative self-talk because you're automatically, your disposition changes.
It does.
Immediately when you see a smile on somebody else's face.
Yep. It does.
Words matter. That's all I want to tell y'all.
That's good. Okay.
I like
Period.
that. Thank you.
Right,
Words matter. Somebody said, I had to learn how and who to ask for help. When I need help with money, I ask a financial advisor for help. Many people are willing to help, and they do not have the skills or experience to help. That's real good. So understanding who to ask for help. But you don't want to just be in a place where, you're not able to get the help that you need, and you're standing to that negative mindset. And so we just have to be mindful of that. And so while we wrap up our last 8 minutes, it's been a very delicious experience with these two guys and everybody that's watching. We thank you guys so much for watching. And so overcoming negative self-talk, according to mayoclinic.org, I'm just going to name a few. Focusing on thinking positive. Again, we're not going to say we don't acknowledge the negative talk, because we do. When you saying these things, why are you saying these things? Where is it coming from? One of our callers definitely expounded on that, which was awesome and amazing. Identify the area of change. Where do you need to change? We have to, take that self-accountability on where we are in our journey. We're not in the same place. Everybody is somewhere different. So do not judge yourself harshly, but definitely identify the area that you may need to change. Check yourself. And so we want to have self-evaluation. Make sure you sit down. One young lady said she journals, and journaling is good because you can go back to this after a year from now and you look and see where you were and where you are now, and just be amazed at your growth. But we have to do this consciously. We have to do this knowingly and on purpose. Be open to humor. You was talking about smiling.
Right.
You have to be open to that. I know some people that will walk by you and they be looking down, or they be trying not to. They be, oh my gosh, she walking over here like, hi, good morning. Like, don't be weird, but open yourself up to humor. Because again, that can have you thinking everybody weird, everybody on something. You looking at me, you coming for me, and that's not even the case. Follow a healthy lifestyle. Set this thing up for yourself. You don't have to follow the way everybody else do it. Pick out something that you feel like you can do out of the different things that you watch, or you notice if you listen to podcasts, or you watch somebody that's doing workouts, or whatever it is that you watch. Take the things that will work for you and build your healthy lifestyle. Don't always, be so down and heavy on yourself, or one time you fail, you just throw it away. Stop doing that. Be patient with yourself. Surround yourself around positive people. Change the tribe. These are just a few things, that we can do to change this outcome of this negative self-talk. And so if you guys have anything else while we wrapping up our last 5 minutes.
I'd just like to add one thing that I do in the morning. I have a group of people I'll call. I'd like rise and shine. You got this today. Early in the morning is very important, right? So I believe in putting out positive, because someone may be struggling with a negative thought.
For sure.
So people who know me, you know who you are, and I will send you something out and stuff to start your day off with. So, and that can get you outside of maybe a negative talk that you're going to have with yourself when you're putting out positive.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, what's funny is Chef, he chimed in on it, and to my people, I will get back on it just like Chef said. But I used to do this all the time with people, and I would send something, and I didn't know what I was doing was helping them through the course of their day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it actually was helping me meditate for my own self, because what I'm sending out, I'm reading. What I'm sending out, I created. what I'm sending out is coming back at me.
Yeah.
So as I'm putting this energy out, it's coming back to me, and I just thank him. I thank him for that, because that's the part we don't get sometimes. We understand that what we doing is sometimes what we need to do for us.
Yes.
We're doing it for them.
Yes.
So I just want to say words matter.
Words matter. Back
Words
again.
matter.
Play it back again. Okay? Leave alone. So listen, every other Thursday, I host a poetry and conversation. Very delicious vibe, honey. Y'all have to come out.
Amazing.
Not this Thursday, next Thursday, 21573 Grand River.
Right.
Again, 21573. It's called Poetry and Conversations. It's an open mic. And we have conversation. You write down on an index card something that's on your mind, a statement or anything you want to talk about, a battle of the sexes or whatever it is. And we pull a statement and we pass the mic and we kick it. And so I want you guys to come on out. It's every other Thursday, so it's not tomorrow. It's the following Thursday. That is November the 3rd. Come on out and be a guest. If you are a poet, come on, get on the mic. Don't be scared. Don't be scarred. Don't be scarred.
Right.
Again, he said, great show, great host, great co-host, great guest. Thank you for lifting me up. Amen. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. Meet me here next week, 6 o'clock, every Wednesday, same time. Guess what? I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
I know that's right.
Yes.